Dreams and wakefulness. What is the distinction between dream and wakefulness? It is an obvious thing because it happens to us, and we know that dreams happen every day. There's plenty of it. There is no shortage of dreams, and wakefulness is abundant until we die. So these dreams and wakefulness, sleep and wakefulness, alternate. There is a funny thing about this, the curious thing about dreams and wakefulness. So my name is Masfin Gurumatan. I'll be exploring dream and wakefulness, the kind of similarities and differences that exist between them, as they are important in life situations. Of course, they happen regardless of our understanding, but probably it was a good idea to have certain understanding, and the more we understand this, the better. So the first question is, what is dream? State of dream. Let's see, how does it happen? I think we all know it is kind of unestablished fact about how it happened. There are many studies, partial understanding, little understanding, but overall science has not been able to decipher dream and how it happens. When does it happen? When we are asleep. Where does it happen? That's a big question. It happens primarily in our conscious mind and in our body, because the emotions are involved, images are displayed, and the whole physiology takes part. So why does it happen? We don't know why it happened. I don't know. But what is it? I don't know. Features of dream? Excuse me. Features of dream? Well, dream, once we are awake, is gone. There is no traces about what was happening. Falling, fighting, having good time in your dreams. Once we are awake, it's gone. Gone forever. The dream evaporates, disappears. So that is a feature of dream. But dream has got the processes of thought and emotions, image and sound. It's incredible experience, as we all know. So, another feature of dream is immobility. The physical body does not move. We run in our dreams, but we don't run physically. We can't move things. That's a very weird thing. That is also features of dream. Perception in a state of dreams and wakefulness. So, what is perception? Perception is gathering of information using our senses. So it is active involvement of our eyes, our ears, our nose, our tongue, our skin. So all the five senses that we have are actively involved in gathering information from the reality that exists outside our control and our knowledge or understanding. So perception is a tool of survival, and it's a tool of making sense of nature or reality. So we don't know reality, but we try to understand and see and make sense of it using our senses. So the key point here is dreams and perception. There is no perception during our dreams. Probably there is no active participation of our eyes, i.e. we are not gathering information directly. We might visualize what has happened before in the form of sound or image in our consciousness, but there is no active involvement of our senses, so the perception is absent in that sense. So perception is only active during wakeful state. As we can see, smell, hear, touch, taste, that we can't do during dreams. It's the replay of the already existing and recorded sounds, images, smell reports, all these memories. So the key point here is perception, as we know it using our senses, collecting information actively, is absent during dream processes. Difference and similarities of states of dreams and wakefulness. Similarities, they both involve emotions and thoughts. When we are in the wakeful state, we are continuously in turbulence and movement of emotions. And also we are in a continuous flood of thoughts, whether it's important, not important, whatever, but there is compulsive thought process. Physiological impact. So in dreams, we dream, our heartbeat increase, bad time, good time, all our physiology is involved. So there is physiological impact. There is also psychological impact because we can be terrorized and feel terribly sad, bad, good, whatever the impact that is part of the process of dream. And in reality, psychological impacts do happen, physiological impacts do happen, emotions and thoughts are in continuous movement. These are the similarities. And the other one, which is important, is in dreams, when we are awake, they're gone. Gone. Nothing happened. Sometimes if we are having nightmare, tragic kind of dreams, and when we are awake, we are grateful because we know it's not real, it's gone. And state of wakefulness, anything that we do during that time, is also the same. Once it's done, once we finish it, when it's gone, it's gone. All our experiences, think of your experience. It's a good time, it's a bad time, they're all gone. You may keep them here in your mind, that's all. This also will fade eventually. I mean, when we dream and when we are done with it, we are awake, it's gone immediately. There could be traces of the impact. Some dreams are powerful in their impact, so that we may carry them for a little while. And the same thing happens for actions that we took during our wakeful state. They will vanish into nothingness after some time. As I remember, for example, some of the experiences that I have in the past 20 years, 30 years, 15 years, 10 years, they have just gone. There is no way I can revisit them. I may try to relive them in my mind. That's all. And as time passes, as change continues, then my memory becomes so depreciated, and the quality also depreciated. So eventually, I can't even recall the actions that I have done. It is just like a dream. It was when I was on it. It was very real. When it's gone, it's gone. So these similarities do exist. So probably some people say wakefulness is a deep dream, very deep and powerful dream. It's a dream. So life is a dream as we experience it because it's a continuous motion. It is continuous movement. And when it's past, when it's done, it's gone. This moment is gone. So in every yacto second, every zelpa second, it's gone, never to come back, like a dream. So that is a similarity between between dreams and wakeful state. So what is the difference? Perception. When we dream, we don't see, our eyes are not directly collecting information, our ears are not directly collecting information, smell, no collection actively, and taste and touch. No, that doesn't happen. That's the difference. But in state of wakefulness, our eyes, ears, nose, tongue, all our senses are engaged actively, collecting information. That is perception. That's the difference. So the existence of perception in a state of wakefulness makes wakefulness so deep and profound dream, because we can also physically move, manipulate things. So it is a deeper dream. That's the dream. If you agree or disagree, you tell me later. But I think about it. Perception is powerful. Wakefulness is empowered. The experience becomes so profound because of perception. But once it's done, it's gone. It's a dream. It's a dream. Well, let's see. So we can arrive in tentative conclusion, because we can't make final conclusion about these things, about anything we cannot make final conclusion. Let's say tentative conclusion. As far as we understand dream and state of wakefulness, it seems both dreams and state of wakefulness are elusive. It's an illusion. That is part of the whole thing. There is continuous change. There is continuous change, non-stop change happening all the time, for all the things, for all the beings on Earth, in universe, galaxy, and beyond. There is movement, whether we are in a state of sleep, dreaming, or being awake. Our dreams are kind of shallow experience because they lack perception. They disappear quickly. But wakefulness, because it is empowered by perception, it is profound. But still, it is going to drift into nothingness. So these things come of nothingness and go to nothingness. The real wakefulness, now we are going to move a little bit from science towards philosophy and probably spirituality, is transcendence of perception, of senses. So what we mean with that is we need to understand change. When we get the meaning of change, the implications of change, and when we live it, when we live in change, and when we adapt change as it comes by, and goodbye to the ones that is gone. So every time, every moment, we are being recreated as a new experience gone, new experience gone. So change unfolds everywhere in us, everywhere that can be perceived or not perceived. Everything that exists in the universe, there is motion. Everything moves. There is nothing that is stationary without movement and motion. So the very understanding of this concept is liberating, is emancipating. So that is to be awakened, to understand change, transformation, movement that is happening. That's wonderful, wonderful, wonderful thing. Understanding change is a key thing. There is nothing that remains unchanged except change. So the perspective widens. We transcend many things if we really understand change and live in it. So, and this means we transcend thoughts, because we know thoughts are forms that happen, unstable. It's like a flow, a continuous flow, non-stop, but they disappear into nothingness. Emotions, the same, and perception. And the thing that we call existence is like it came from nothing, it goes to nothing. There is continuous movement, there is change. That is, then you're awake. We are awake once we get this. Probably there will be bliss and happiness, but always understand change. That's the key thing. So in conclusion, what we can say is what dream and wakefulness or experience of our body, mind, and consciousness, they are temporal. They come out of nothing and they go out to nothingness. The difference between state of wakefulness and dream is that in dream there is no active involvement of our senses. Eyes, ear, nose, tongue, or skin touching, all these things are passive. While in wakeful states, they are active, so they empower the wakefulness, so that its impact is a little bit powerful than the dream that we had in our sleepness. But the real wakefulness is transcendence, which means understanding change. Once we understand change, it makes sense. Everything is emotion. There is no permanent thing. Though most of the time there is a tendency that we want to keep the status quo, but that is not going to happen. Everything is in movement and in motion, and change is motion. Nothing more, nothing less. There is continuous motion of things, beings in the universe and beyond, as far as we can comprehend. So I thank you very much for watching this. Thank you, and see you another time.